What are the overarching themes, energies, circumstances that could come up for Aquarius in March 2025, please? All right, you have decrease in reverse. Awesome. Okay. So I feel like, you know, you may have felt for a while, Aquarius, okay, that maybe you felt like something in your life was slipping through your fingers, you know. Maybe you felt like there was a situation or an energy that you just felt like you couldn't keep a hold of, right? It was just like once you felt like you had your footing, you had your grip, or things were finally starting to go to plan or going in a way that's favorable, you felt like you'd lost it again, you know, almost like a fish, right? Like, you know, like if you're trying to catch a fish and you've got it, but it's like slipping out of your hands, right? And just ends up like flying back into the ocean, that sort of thing. That's the kind of analogy I'm getting, right? That may have been how you felt recently. However, now I feel like that energy is changing. So if you felt like you were on the cusp of catching something or on the cusp of being able to keep a hold of something, right? But it would always just sort of fall through in the last moment or didn't quite come together in the way you hoped. That energy is changing, okay? That is actually what's shifting for you, okay? So you may feel like, you may even have felt like you was having a run of misfortune or bad luck or things just not panning out. Because it's more the energy of, rather than things being terribly wrong, it was just more like things just not going according to plan or things just not quite coming together or working out, right? But that is changing, okay? So that run is coming to an end, all right? So tell me more about this for Aquarius placements, please. What do they need to know? Yeah, exactly. Like I was literally thinking about the wheel, right? That run of like misfortune, but I don't think it's really misfortune. That's why I didn't say the wheel of fortune, because I don't feel it's that, right? It's just more of an energy of feeling like things are not quite going to plan, or like I say, having it one moment, but then it slips through your fingers in the last moment, right? Like you've almost got it, but not quite, right? So you may have felt you were in a misfortunate energy, or you was having a run of bad luck, or things just being stuck, right? Not really flowing. But like I say, that's changing, right? Everything has its time, its place, its moment, and its cycle. So you are on the upswing, my friend, okay? Things are shifting significantly for you, okay? So that run of feeling like things are not coming together is definitely coming to an end, all right? Tell me more about this. Yeah, exactly, because that's what's been stressing you out, feeling like so much is outside of your control, out of your realm of having the ability to affect, right? Being able to affect change here. But I don't feel like that's the case, right? That energy is changing, it's shifting. So whatever in particular has been keeping you up at night, keeping you stressed, pressed, whatever has been troubling you or worrying you, or has you feeling like life is just kind of happening to you, that's not going to be the case, okay? That situation is changing, okay? And it's not even because you have to necessarily change anything that you're doing. It's just the natural order of things, right? You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Devil. So I do feel, oh, it's like the devil's work is in idle hands. That's what I heard, right? So you may have felt that you had to keep yourself preoccupied, okay, to make it easier. And so rather than just letting go and trust that when it's the right time, things will come together, you may have tried to overexert yourself, take on more than you could chew, right? Keep yourself proactive, keep yourself busy, keep yourself focused on a given task or trying to carry out some kind of goal or objective here, right? But I feel like it's not that you have to add anything to your plate, to be honest, okay? So you may have realized that no matter what you add to your plate, things are still not going in the direction you want them to, right? And that's because you're not meant to work harder or give yourself more tasks or micromanage even more things in your life. It's just a case of knowing that, okay, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe I'm supposed to just be. Maybe I'm not supposed to be like just, you know, hammering at something, you know. If something's slipping out of my hands, well, maybe it's supposed to slip out of my hands, right? Maybe I'm not supposed to hold it, you know, like the fish. Maybe that's not the fish I'm supposed to catch. Maybe it's not the right time for me to be holding that fish, you know. Maybe that fish is supposed to go on a journey, come back, and then I catch it, you know. I don't know. Like, You get what I'm saying though, you know, that it's not always about, well, I need to work harder or I need to do things a different way or I need to add more to my plate. No, that's pretty much it. Let me just get one more to wrap this up with. Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like that's been creating a little bit of like cognitive dissonance for you, because you feel like, well, I'm always under the impression if I work hard and if I'm positive and I do this and do that, then things will work out. Then why is that not happening, you know? And you may have felt like everything was a lie, or, you know, nothing is going to work out, or, you know what I mean? Those kinds of lines of thinking. But no, it's not that. It's just, you don't have to work harder. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to worry about anything at all. You just simply had to wait. And that may be really annoying, right, to hear. Like, really? It's that simple? Yeah. You literally just had to wait. It was just literally a matter of time before this would change. So, like I say, you didn't do anything wrong. It's nothing like that. You didn't need to work harder. You just needed to wait. You know, and I'm sorry if that's annoying and so, like, basic. And you're like, really? After all this? That was it? I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You just simply needed to wait. You're, like, beating yourself up and, you know, like, you're being too hard on yourself, Aquarius, first of all, okay? Like, you haven't done anything wrong with that Five of Cups. Why are you feeling sorry for? Why are you feeling bad? You know? Like, you just had to wait. That's literally all it was. It just wasn't the right time. Now you're going to see that for yourself. So just don't beat yourself up, okay, when things start shifting. Yeah, I'm telling you, right? You're going to be super happy, though, when things start coming together. Yeah, you may have been waiting for some kind of agreement, contract, relationship, something to come together, okay? Something to work out in your favor, and it is. But timing was everything. And you do realize that, don't beat yourself up, okay? Like, oh my gosh, I spent all that time stressing. I spent all those nights fretting, you know? I worked myself near to death. I did this, I did that. And all I had to do was just be patient. And it's like, yeah, but don't worry about it, you know? Don't beat yourself up about it. We overcomplicate things when it's actually incredibly simple. Sometimes it's just a case of just waiting. Just know when it's the right time, it will happen. And that's literally what's happening now, okay? Just use this as a learning curve. Like, okay, you know what? Next time, I'm not going to, you know, wear myself down like this. I'm just going to trust the process. Because sometimes things take time, okay? Like, it doesn't happen overnight. You see the growth incrementally, or you start to see things shift over after a period of time. It doesn't always happen immediately, right? So if you do need that sort of immediate gratification or that immediate validation, then that is something to look at, okay? Because you're not going to always get that depending on what it is. A lot of the time you don't, okay? It doesn't happen overnight. So let's get some parting advice for you. I feel like I kind of did that already, but yeah, we'll see what else comes up. What else does Aquarius need to know? What is the parting advice for Aquarius, please? Yeah, exactly. Look, you have 25, freedom. Yeah. You see? So you're not going to feel stuck. You're not going to feel like things are falling through your fingers. You're not going to feel like it's not happening. You're going to know it's happening, okay? And you're going to feel like, finally, you know, I can do this, I can do that, I can make this happen, or this is finally coming together, right? And it's going to feel good. It's going to feel like a weight off your shoulders, right? But I feel like, again, you know, in the future, if things are not coming together in the right time, or if it's not feeling like it's happening because it may not be the right time, or, you know, it's not quite going to your plan, try to focus more on being present, okay? And enjoying what's available to you here and now, what you have here and now, okay? And ways you can exercise freedom in your own life, right? Doing things that uplift your spirit, that don't make you feel like your happiness is pinned on a specific thing coming to pass, right? Because it isn't. You can still experience joy, freedom, happiness, expansion, even without that thing happening, okay? So that would be my advice there, okay? To not pin it all on one particular outcome or one particular thing happening in your life, right? Because there are greater ways in which you can experience this sense of liberation, freedom, joy, being able to uplift your spirit here and now, even while you're striving towards something, even while you're waiting for something to possibly take shape in your life. All right? So I hope that helps, Aquarius.